if you want to learn the process to embodying and empowering the feminine spirit, then check out the book, Healing the Feminine Energy and the Wounds of Your Inner Child. Alright, so in this video, I'm really going to be speaking about the fact that women have to speak up more about the dangers of feminism and stop blaming men for what men weren't even responsible for. It is literally the social theory that was pushed by past women, not women today, but past women that are making many women unhappy today, right? This is important because when men speak about it, the truth is that other women aren't going to take it seriously. But when women speak about it, women are more likely to go, let me listen to this, if they don't actually end up calling you a pick-me. So there is that, right? Now, this is important because it protects women. It protects many young girls from falling into following a social theory that is not for them, but they don't know it because they're young and they're excited and they're like, oh yeah, this sounds like for me because it has the word femme, or it has the root femme in the word feminism. So girls just listen to it and go, yes, this must be for me because I'm a female, but really it's not. Many times when you see what women complain about in their life and why they're not satisfied, you can actually heavily link it to the effects of feminism. So I'll talk about men, right? Women don't like the men that feminism has created. Think about that. Many women want a traditional man, right? That's the type of man that you like. But the reason why there's not an abundance of those type of guys, why? You guessed it. It's feminism. So if you don't believe me, I'll, go through some things, right? Generally, you like a man that is a masculine man. You don't want a weak man. You want a man who is strong, confident, and capable. Those men, those are not the type of men that feminism creates. That's the type of man who was created before that, and in other countries, by the way, that don't have feminism. So a lot of women will talk about the fact that, well, in other countries, those men, let's say, provide for their women. It's a safe space for their femininity to flow. Well, if you look at those countries, I bet you any money there's no feminism there. So you don't like a weak man, but that's what feminism creates. You don't like men who don't have chivalry, but that's what feminism creates. Feminism has created a world where women can't receive chivalry from men and men aren't encouraged to be chivalrous. So if you're a traditional feminine woman, this is a problem for you, right? You like chivalry, you like romance, you like a man wanting to be a man. If you ever complain, well, men don't provide today. Well, where did that come from? The fact that you have to go to work, where did that come from? It came from the social theory that pushed that onto you, which is really serving the patriarchy that they say they hate. The capitalist patriarchy that they say they hate. Them not going to, them being in the workforce is actually contributing to that. So, it's interesting to see, but as I said, women have to do a better job of highlighting this stuff and telling other women. Excuse me, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so bear with me. But also, you don't like where feminism has you ending up, right? Many women, if you see what they're complaining about, I saw a video where a woman was saying, I'm in my 40s, no man, and all of this stuff, and I'm thinking, well, where did that come from? That came from feminism. You might actually, some people might actually tease the fact that in other countries, the marriage age is extremely young, like let's say it's 20. Whereas in Western countries where feminism is, everyone really, actually, men and women are encouraged to get married very late in life. Do your work first and then get married. I can see why you would say that for men, but saying that for women when they don't want to be providers is a little bit weird, right? So what happens is these women end up with no man. They don't like it. They feel lonely, and I'm sympathetic and understanding to that, which is why I'm even saying this stuff. But that is all the result of feminism. So then what happens when you have no man, or even when you do have a man? Feminism encourages you to be in your masculine energy. So when women say, I want to be in my feminine energy, I want to be feminine, but I'm having trouble doing that, the context and culture that was created by feminism makes it difficult to do that naturally. Okay, the last thing also is, we kind of touched on this, but really let's go into it in more depth. Feminism pushes you to climb the corporate ladder out of this unwavering, stubborn desire to compete with men in the workforce. And it's interesting because many women aren't actually happy about that. They're complaining about Monday, looking forward to Friday, celebrating their weekend, looking forward to 6 p.m. when they come home from work, but they're taking so much pride in being in the workforce, even though they don't actually like it. So most women would love to get with a wealthy man. That's why they find money attractive, a man that could take care of them, and they don't have to do that stuff, and they can actually look after the kids in the house, and that's it. But again, because their ego has been pumped up to climb the corporate ladder, that's the only way they see value in themselves if they do that. So what happens is the journey feels very satisfying when you're following feminism, but what ends up happening is you get led to a place that does not serve you and does not make you emotionally happy. But it's very difficult for a young girl to see this and agree with this. It's very difficult for her to hear this, because what I've just said is not egoically satisfying like feminism's narratives, which put you in that state of, be like men, compete with men, be equal. So you focus on, doing what men do. Now, there's a quote that I actually heard from Mike Tyson, and it just rings so true here. Old too soon, smart too late. And that is exactly what happens. But if you are in a position to understand the dangers of feminism, then as a woman, I feel like you have a responsibility to tell them and warn other girls from these toxic dangers and things that they hear from feminism. And yeah, you might get called a pick-me or two, but you might actually end up saving a woman's mental health, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or more. So women need to speak up on feminism. Don't just blame the men for many things that you don't like, because it's not actually the men. That context was created by feminism itself. Anyway, I want to know what you think, so comment down below, let Reemus know, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. More than any other time in human history, a restoration, a repair, a respect for the feminine energy is needed. And if you want to check out the process to healing the feminine energy, then you can check out the book, which is available digitally or in print form.